Welcome to List. This is where we pluck out a name out of a watch list, watch it, interview for your viewing pleasure. Well, we're scratching off the list today. We're going to try something a little different. We're going to tackle some newer stuff. Hopefully this video, you watch it after you watch it with us and join the conversation down in the comments. That's really what this whole video is for. Yell about the good, the bad, and the ugly about whatever we watch as it's coming out. The thing we're scratching off the list today,
emphasis on thing,
is Marvel Studios' Echo. Maya Lopez must face her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace the meaning of family and community if she ever hopes to move forward. You were hating this going in from the beginning, right? You had no faith. I was actually surprised you even watched it.
Yeah, I had no faith whatsoever. Gotta say that I do not know what possessed me to watch this.
I was surprised. You were like, I'm watching the first 2 episodes of Echo. I'm like, why?
I see where it could have potential.
Okay.
I liked that it was down to earth, no universal stakes. It was just pew-pews, street level gang more human stuff.
Okay, that's fair. Is it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Oh, it's bad.
To me, yeah. I mean, I think it's bad because I did waste my time.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be like, it's not that bad.
No, it's not a piece of shit.
No, but we are definitely going to differ there because I don't think it's as bad as I thought it was going to be going in. But I do see, I also am with you there that they did left a lot of things on the table, but it's just a lot of things to balance, I think, because I do agree it is a more down to earth, grounded thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then they injected like superpower stuff so that it moved away from the whole grounded thing, but they also, nothing happened. That's my big takeaway. Nothing happens.
They made it stupider than it actually was because I did not know who Echo was. Turns out that her ability is to literally echo movements. She's like a taskmaster. Whatever fighting style or however you fight, she'll mimic it. She'll echo it. That's her power in the comics.
Originally in the comics, you mean? I was like, she does none of that. What are you talking about?
In the OG comics.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was
That's
like,
her origin.
Right.
They just went ape on this one.
Yeah, they were like, no, Native Americans and their past ancestry and all their powers becomes your powers, and
which are not even powers.
And people around you can use the powers. That was a little weird, but we'll get into that. The thing that really pulled me in was that fact that this was going to be the first R-rated MCU program. So I was like, okay.
That was something interesting.
Okay, we're going to do something cool here. There's going to be blood. We're going to murder some folks. It's also under the Marvel Spotlight banner. I don't remember what else was particularly under that other than what was it? The Werewolf
by Night.
Werewolf by Night was, I think, the first thing that came out of that. And I remember them saying that Marvel Spotlight is going to be the more grounded stuff, a little bit more away from the MCU. So I'm more curious as to what's going to come through there. We don't start off great. The first episode is called Chafa, which in Spanish means whack.
Simon. Spanish word of the day.
Yeah, it's like lingo for like not great. Cheap, whack. So I was like, great. First episode's called Chafa. That's great.
I love that all these names are Mexican. Chafa, chula.
Yeah.
Everything. I was like, whoa, ¿qué pasó, loco?
Well, there are Native Americans, so there's a whole thing there. We do get a quick backstory of her as to how she lost her leg.
Which was kind of dumb.
Why?
Because that's not how windshields work.
Oh.
But that's some stupid personal shit.
Yeah.
If a windshield shatters, if it breaks, it shatters. It does not break into slivers so it could fall on your leg.
As you can tell, we have wildly different things that piss us off.
Yeah. Can I say a good thing that's also a bad thing?
Okay.
I actually liked that it was almost all in sign language.
Oh, yeah. I really like that too.
It actually made me pay attention.
Yeah.
But I did not like the fact that since the people are also, some of them are also talking whilst signing, it slows everything down. And some of the dialogue, I don't know if with the uncle, he speaks like he talks to Maya as he was talking to a 5-year-old.
I don't feel that. Maybe if I look, it may be something that was there the whole time that I didn't notice. So maybe by looking back again. But yeah, I do agree. I do like that it was the whole thing in sign language. Is the actress also missing a leg, or is that's?
Oh no, that's legit.
Okay, because I was gonna say, okay, she's deaf and she's missing a leg. Goddamn, like, but if the actress is and they wrote it in, now I think that's kind of cool.
She's deaf. She's missing a leg. She's Native American. They're just ticking boxes with this woman.
Right, but if the actress actually fits those, okay, now I have a different thing of that. Even though that you think that the way that was written was dumb, doesn't bother me. What bothers me is a little bit more like superhero hierarchy stuff, because along with seeing her losing her leg, along with us seeing basically her origin, how she got involved with Fisk, we get to see her first job. And one thing that they do a lot in the fights, especially in the first one, I did like how it was all one shot and it goes in and around the whole fight scene. I really enjoyed that. You get to see how she gets her first taste of blood, and then she snaps when she snaps her first neck, which I found to be cool.
Yeah.
What annoyed me is that she held her own against Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
On her first job. Why?
I was yelling at the TV. How in Galactus's name can she hold her own with a guy that's been years working as a vigilante?
Yeah.
He perceives the world in a way more vast way than us.
Well, you can tell how progressed he is because of the suit. He's all badassed out. He's not like in the first season where he's got the black stuff on, right?
No.
He's got the full badass
out.
suit, right? So he's been at it for a long time. And she held her own against Daredevil. That's why I was like, what do we do? It's her first job. Like, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to pull one guy down to bring the other one up? This affects Daredevil more than it affects her.
Oh, yeah.
She could have lost to Daredevil. She technically did, but she didn't, right? Mm-hmm. If Daredevil beats her ass, but then like she rips something off of him or something to show Fisk that she gave it her all in the fight, mm-hmm. You could have progressed the story the exact same way. But no, they felt the need to have Daredevil struggle against her, and only her, right? If it was her and the other lackeys, okay, maybe I'll buy, right?
Uh-huh.
But just her and throwing furniture around, and it just like, I really hate that in superhero stuff, that they don't follow their hierarchy and power. They betray that a lot all the time.
In recent times they do that more. There was this part where she like waits and like charges, quote unquote, up her kick, and Daredevil's just like waiting to get hit in the face. But what pisses me off more is that Fisk had to tell us, wow, you held your own against that guy.
Right.
Nobody does that. Like, oh my God.
They committed the foul, and then they make sure we notice that they committed the foul.
Yes.
They could have been subtle about it, but no. We have to see that the lady is also like, okay, I get it. But even if this was a man, it doesn't matter, bro. It comes down to basic, dumb comic book bull math. It goes back to the arguments we've had since we were a kid. Hulk can't beat Iron Man. It's the same. You can't move away from that philosophy that this guy beats this guy. It's superhero bullshit, right? And it's something so simple, and they failed to miss it. And not just Marvel, DC, they all miss the mark on that completely. Maybe except for the boys. Those are the only ones that are like, bro, I'm better than you and I'm gonna kill you. And then they kill him, right?
Because they can. Harking back a little bit to Daredevil, those scenes where first season you got the hallway scene where he's beating the shit out of these people. They communicate a lot just in the choreography. You know that he's beating somebody's ass. He's getting his ass handed to him, and he's pushing through. He's damaged. He's tired. All of this is communicated by body language, by the choreography, by the cinematography, by everything. They don't have to tell us anything. Second season, the stairway scene, he doesn't pull back that much because he know he can kill somebody. With this one, it would have been more beautiful that she held her own because he was like, yo, stop. No, she gets back up and keeps fighting. Like, communicate to me with the choreography that
Daredevil's pulling his punches against her because he sees something in her or something. Write it.
Yes. Show, not tell.
We wouldn't even be this pissed if you yourself didn't make the 3 seasons of Daredevil canon. You told us this counts now. So we watched that. So we know where Daredevil came from and all the training and all those other things, how he struggled from the very beginning, and he's got powers. She hasn't even developed her powers yet.
Yeah, she hasn't even tapped to her stupid things.
No, so you want me to believe that Daredevil level 40 was outmatched by Maya level 1. That's the kind of stuff that annoys me, and Windshield is what annoys Felix.
Oh no, Windshield is one of them. It's one of many things.
So that was really my biggest gripe of the whole series, and it happens in the first episode, so a lot of stuff happens that if I wouldn't have made the note, no, I would have remembered. But yeah, we do get a recap in the middle of the show of the first episode, kind of where we are, where she's at, what's going on, and then we finally, like halfway through the episode, we jump into 5 months later where the story starts to commence.
Again, Hawkeye gave us some stupid one of them where Echo kills Fisk, allegedly, and he survives with his eye intact. How can he survive? Oh, my God.
Well, I was going to say that the show fixes your biggest gripe going into the show, that she killed Fisk's. Basically, the whole conversation we had about Daredevil, we've had it before about her killing Fisk. And I was going to be like, hey, they fixed your gripe, but you found another one because the homie's got his eye left. But I just throw it up to like Fisk is some sort of like superhuman, right? That hasn't been touched upon anywhere, right?
No. I don't remember anywhere where Fisk is superhuman or mutant or has power. He's just a huge dude who knows how to throw hands.
It's like an unspoken rule. Like we all know that he's a big bad motherfucker, so we just bought it, right? Well, that's what I did. I was like, well, yeah, Fisk is just that dude. So yeah, he's just gonna Undertaker his ass up from getting shot in the head.
It would give it an interesting twist and a little bit more depth to the character. But even that, they don't. How did he survive a shot to the face?
I just bought it because it was Fisk, so I didn't need no explanation for that. But I guess I made it in my head better, like I always do.
I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid and say, well, yeah, it's Fisk. That's how he survived. Then she kicks his ass.
Well, not alone.
What? También, with the whole ending was just so rushed. This series was supposed to be 8 episodes, but then they cut it down to 6, and you feel it, and then they cut it down to 5.
And then I felt that there was a lot of stuff missing. Like I don't feel like they accomplished a whole lot with 5. It's like we start and end kind of like in the same position, really. Like nothing moves in the world. We do get to know a little bit more about her cousin Biscuit. He was cool.
I think Biscuit was Biscuit, Fisk, and Daredevil, his short appearance, was my favorite things.
Daredevil can't count. He was barely in it. I gave it to Biscuits, Billy Jack the doggy, and her grandpa.
Grandpa.
Her grandpa was funny. Her grandpa was funny. I like grandpa.
I hated grandma.
You're supposed to hate grandma.
Yeah. Other thing. Another one.
Another grape.
She's a villain. She's a killer.
Yeah.
The whole series is based on that she wants to be the queen pin.
Yeah.
She wants to be the bad guy. And now she's good all of a sudden?
I don't think she ever shows to be good.
No,
you're right.
And we're supposed to be on her side.
We can be on the side of the bad guys. We've done it before with the Joker.
I'd rather be on Fisk's side.
Honestly, that's what made me happy when he was like alive. Even though it's like, what? No mames. But deep inside, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of glad that they didn't let him die, you know?
Simone.
In almost any other case, going back to that, I would have been like, oh, come on, man. But in this, they brought him back and I was ecstatic of that because it's Vincent D'Onofrio playing Fisk. He's a great Fisk. He's big, he's imposing, he's intimidating. He's just fantastic. I'm glad that they did bring him back. And I was like, okay, hopefully they do a bigger stuff with him moving forward. But they literally like nerfed him at the end of the series. So my hopes for that is gone. I don't understand the ending, but we'll get into that when we do.
He kills it.
He's great, but he's been at it. He's been at that character for years now. So he's just got to go back in his bag of tricks, and he's great. Like he's the same Fisk that we knew from all the other series that we've been seeing from everything, right? He's still a badass. I did like that all of a sudden they would like put us in her shoes a little bit and mute the sound and just have everything be very.
I like that a lot.
They kind of put us in her shoes a lot, especially towards the end. It's an interesting character having the ancestor powers come back, I guess, if they eventually do feel like they're going to do something with her moving forward. And I did like that at the beginning of each episode, we're getting an insight to her ancestors, right? Where are these powers coming from? I did enjoy that. But like you said, the point of it was for her to be the queen pin, where because she thought that Fisk was dead, he's not dead. So it's like a war, but not really, between her and Fisk.
But it wasn't like a war. It was just like, oh, she did something and they reacted.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like up until this point in the third episode, like this whole series started like with the possibility of big stuff happening, drug, turf war, that kind of stuff. But we're in the third episode, and other than her exploding some sort of warehouse, nothing really happens story-wise. It's like family drama, which makes it more grounded, yes. But this episode is where some of the violence kicks in the whole laser tag fight. I thought that was pretty interesting and fun. Now that they made him canon with all the stuff that he happened, all the stuff that he did in Netflix is now canon. Like, how could you not put him top 3 villains of the MCU?
Man.
Because to me, it's Thanos, Killmonger, and Fisk.
I would go first Fisk, then Killmonger, just because I like the character more.
But he's still top 3.
Are those? Yeah, there's those 3.
Because who else has you been afraid of? Who else has provided any sort of interesting?
Well, Loki was menacing.
Yeah, but they made him a good guy. You can't even consider him a bad guy anymore because he had a full character arc. But yeah, he's in the top 5 easily. But Fisk is the kind of character that switches on a dime, right? That character and D'Onofrio's performance is brilliant because throughout the whole series, he's like, they're showing you how much he loves Maya and how supportive he is. And then in the last episode, like, you're not going to come with me? Well, I'm going to kill you and all your loved ones in front of you, in front of this powwow, and I'm going to kill your whole family. It's just like, because he's still a bad guy. He's still sick in the head. So even though you said, I would be on Team Fisk's, then he will switch on a dime. He's like, see, puta, pues I'm gonna murder all you, you know? You're like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy. He makes you forget because of how human they show him. Oh, not only they did a good job here, I think it's easy to do that with the character of Fisk because they did it in the Netflix thing too. Because he always had something, right? He had the Mija, he had that lady, right, in the Daredevil,
Simone,
the art lady. So he's always had something that you can probably say is holding him back.
He had Vanessa.
Yeah, so he always has something there to humanize him. But then when goes down, it's like, well, I'm just gonna kill you then.
He brings out the monster inside.
Yeah, so the final episode is the Fisk showdown. And again, I like how they sprinkled that encounter. And I like how they had this very important encounter, right? The most important encounter you're gonna have in the show. And they did that silent thing where you have the cousin interpreting for Fisk. So you're literally in her shoes before the final throwdown. And this is where she like shares her powers to her cousin and her grandma.
It's not like she shares it. It's supposed to be that every woman is connected.
So they all have the powers?
Yeah.
Okay, but
which defeats the purpose of her being the main.
Right. So
girl.
Then couldn't the firefighter cousin be also a fighter? Like,
yeah.
And the grandma can't kick ass? That's the part that I was like, okay, what? And then it ends with her healing him.
Ugh.
But I don't know what she healed his trauma then?
I understood nothing of that.
Because they were talking about the trauma that he had with the mom and how he killed the dad and all this other stuff. But it's like, so she healed his trauma, but then he leaves crying. He's like, what'd you do to me? I'm like, they Disney-fied you, bro. That's what happened.
Yeah. It's a huge contrast in that you get Vincent D'Onofrio and his imposing acting against homegirl who just knows how to scowl.
Try not to be mean, but yeah, she only has one face. Even when she smiled, it was weird to me. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, it felt weird.
It felt weird.
And it's not that I mean, but if you are unable to speak, your physicality has to sell the performance.
Pedro Pascal did it with a fucking helmet on.
His body language spoke volumes. His micro movements.
Yeah.
And this girl, you see her face just
the same face the whole set 5 episodes. I was like, okay.
Wait, the actress has more range in the interviews than in the show.
So then whose fault is it? Was it writing then?
Writing and direction.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if Homegirl has any more credits to her name.
I will say that I did believe her kicking ass of the normies, not Daredevil, but everybody else. I was like, she looked like a badass. And there's a plenty characters and actresses that I don't believe when they fight. I bought her.
Oh yeah,
she's physically imposing. She's kind of tall, isn't she? Or maybe it was the wardrobe. Something made me believe.
Well, also her weight was an issue because from Hawkeye to now, I mean, obviously a lot of time passes, but there's several comments that the wardrobe people were kind of struggling because she gained weight during the production and she could not fit into the suit.
Damn.
She had to go into a regimen, then they had to modify the wardrobe, and I told you this in the first episode that it's kind of jarring that you see thin face, then you see a little pudgy face, and thin face, and you see those contrasts as you're like, oh my god, okay, this is supposed to be 5 months later. I mean, a lot can happen in 5 months, but it was rocky to say the least, the production of the series.
Going in, I'm like, okay, Hulu or whoever the hell's doing this, your job is to make us care about this character.
Mm-hmm.
You ruffle a lot of feathers because there's so much history within the MCU, so there's gotta be fans of everything, and I get it. Mm-hmm. But it's not like she's a very inviting character. It's not like, oh, she's super interesting because why? She's deaf and she's missing a leg. Like, you have to make us care. I don't know if the show did enough to make us care. I cared more about Fisk, and then you ended up ruining him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care what happens to Maya. Is she gonna be a superhero? They didn't really plant nothing there. They plant more for the character that give more about, which is Fisk. They left him potentially running for office as mayor. I'm like, okay, what the hell we're gonna do there? That's more interesting and intriguing.
They're gonna touch upon that in Born Again.
Right, but is he gonna be nice or what? Because she healed him, right? So what does that mean? That's the question that I come away with from the show. What the hell did she do? Is he gonna be nice? Is he not gonna be violent anymore? What does that entail? What did she do?
Wait, I heard some rumors that Disney tried to can the whole series.
Okay.
But that's why they just threw it all out in one go.
Hey, it's better than Secret Invasion. It's better than Hawkeye, in my opinion. And it ends like every Fast and Furious movie ends with a picnic.
Family.
Didn't She-Hulk end in a picnic too? Are they just gonna do this now?
Oh yeah, she did. Wait, did she?
Yeah, because didn't like Hulk's cousin or his son or something
Simone
pop out?
Scott. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
That's a whole mess and a half. But I think I like She-Hulk better, but you can yell at me in the comments for that one. That's fine.
I can yell at you at your face.
Because Daredevil already made an appearance there. I hope they keep Daredevil there and put Daredevil Born Again in there. Keep it more grounded. Eventually adding what I really want, which is Midnight Suns there to keep it rated R, to keep it, and the R, I mean, the violence, well, maybe because we're old and we're used to it. It wasn't like crazy stuff. I guess we got used to it pretty quickly.
Exactly. Wait, in the first episodes of Daredevil, a dude committed suicide by impaling his head in a spike.
Yeah, that's true. Those were our thoughts on Echo. Please feel free to agree, disagree in the comments. I know comments get pretty vicious when it comes to MCU stuff, but I got a question for you guys. Where would you rank it on the latest MCU shows? If you guys would like to see more newer stuff from the channel, please let us know down in the comments, or feel free to comment something that you guys would like us to add from the list from the past, 80s, 90s, 60s, 70s, whenever the hell. If the movie's good or if it's bad, we'll watch it for you guys right here on the list. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.